to the Maxx Theory Podcast.
Hey guys, this is Jesse and Josh from Maxx Theory, and today we're going to talk about how to speak to a woman. First things first, take off your fucking goddamn shades. It is very important during an interaction to be able to hold eye contact with the woman that you're speaking to. If you're looking all around, all over the place, guess what? You're not going to gain any attraction in your conversations with your women that you're speaking with. You're not going to be able to build any chemistry because you're looking all over the place. You're scared to look her in the eye, and that shows that you basically don't even have that confidence to be able to be in the right interaction in the first place. So, number one, you have good eye contact with the women that you're speaking to. Number two, body language. It's not all about the things that you say, it's about the body language. It's about you being able to portray that you are a confident male and that you are able to attract the woman that you're with based off the body language, you being able to move a certain way, you being able to like be in rhythm in the moment. You know, like if you're just like feeling like out of place and you're like, let's say you're in the conversation, you just have your arms crossed and you're just like stuck like this, you know, like the girl's not going to be attracted to you. But what do you think about body language, Josh?
It is huge. It's huge. Like, obviously, we're talking about non-verbal factors here. It's like tone of voice. Like, obviously, if you're with a girl, you're not going to be like squeaky high voice. Hey, how are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to go deep, sensual, like, hey, what's up? You know, slow, almost like a whisper. You know what I'm saying? Like, whisper in the ear, get close. That's why a club is a great environment for, building attraction, because the music's so loud. If you want to be understood, you're going to have to either speak really loudly or just speak close, you know? Like, that's a huge part. It's just proximity, like kind of having that tone of voice, getting close, and, you know, that's, you know, and almost the words you say probably are less important when you have that body language. You know, it's like, for example, when we're like doing business, handing out flyers, it's like, I say, well, we have this conversation all the time. A lot of the time, it's like, a lot of the stuff, they're not even listening to what we say, they're looking at us. What kind of characters are we? Are these guys cool? Would the party be cool? If they're gonna be there, all right, cool. I've had people say that. I'm like, I don't. Whatever you're selling, I'm buying. You know, that kind of image, and that's what you can do without even speaking. So yeah, that's like huge. Like body language, tonality, and just being assured. Like you can tell when someone's lying. You know that. You know people can tell when you're lying. When you're not sure, it's that, you know, you start quivering. Your tone of voice is different. You just sound uncertain, and that's just something you can't control. It's a subconscious thing. It's why we always bang on about just having those experiences and being a cool guy, read books, you know, because, you know, it will just be automatic. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about strategies. I know there's guys that really are bang on about strategies. I'm not really someone who's really into that. But what do you think? Let's say I've got a question for you. Let's say you're speaking to a girl on the phone, so you haven't got any body language, how you look. What are you saying to them to build interest?
First, you start off by asking about their day. So you just take it very simple. You start off very simple. Hey, how's it going? How's your day? You know, what's new with you in your life? And then you start elaborating about what's going on in your life. And then you brush upon what she gives you, the things that she gives you. You listen to exactly what she's saying. And then after, you elaborate on the things that she's saying into bringing it towards a subject that you want to talk about. So let's say you want to talk about something that has to do like with a little bit more intimacy. You're going to relate the things that she tells you with intimacy, or you're going to keep having a cool, just regular conversation until you're able to come up with a certain topic that you want to talk about in that interaction. And then after, you're going to lead towards there. You're not going to go and just right off of the bat start talking about like something that like shouldn't even be brought up in the first place, because then after, she's going to get caught off guard, and then after, she's not going to want to even have the interaction with you, or she's going to find you creepy and she's not going to want to talk to you anymore. But if you could subtly get into those type of conversations by like making her also feel like she is leading towards those conversations as well, because of the conversation that she's going towards, and then after, it just being in correlation with what you want to be talking about, then after, you could fuse the two conversations together and have a new topic of conversation that is more fulfilling to you. So let's say now you start talking about, let's say, you know, oh yeah, what's the craziest thing you've ever done in your life? Have you ever had any experiences with your past experiences where you've been with someone and, you know, like you've had like a crazy adventure? Like have you ever gone out and hooked up in public places, like at the beach, in a car, blah 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 blah. You could talk about all of these like crazy things and like create intimacy based off of that. What are your fantasies? You know, like you start to ask her about her fantasies, what her like deepest, darkest desires are in her life. You know, like what is something that you know is out of the completely out of the ordinary, but you have like a kind of like a fetish for, and you know, like it just like drives you crazy. And like if you were to tell anyone, like they would be like, oh damn, like. Okay, you're like that? Like those type of conversations are things that you want to get off of the phone with a girl, you know? Like if you're on the phone with a girl and you want to get into it like that, like those are the type of conversations you should be bringing up, you know? It shouldn't all be like happy-go-lucky. You should also definitely go into seduction because your interaction with her, like even if you really like each other, even if you love each other, you're still going to want to go into seduction. Like that's sexy, you know? So that's what I think about that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and I feel like that's one of your strengths for sure. Even the way you talk about it, because obviously our interactions are generally private. I'm not like telling you everything. Like it'd be impossible to share exactly what we're saying when we're having our conversations in private. But I know me personally, number one, I don't really do the phone in general. I wanted to ask your opinion on it because obviously it's a lot of guys. I know there's a lot of guys, maybe some watching this, pride themselves on their phone game, this and that. I don't really believe in that.
I don't believe in that
It's
either.
get them in person,
100%.
face to face. Yeah. So for me, the whole talking. That's why it's a case of the way I do it is more a case of the body language. It's just the attraction. It's the fact that I'm standing here and you're right here and I'm facing you down. That just brings that sexual energy, that sexual tension, which is not about words for me. That's the thing. So for me, obviously this video is about how to speak, but my whole thing, as you touched on already, body language, tonality. Yeah. And for me, I'm playful with it. I'm more playful. Like it's more situational. Like a lot of I say things that a lot of people would not want to bring up, but I'll just say it because I don't give a fuck. It makes it more funny. You just more cheeky with it. I like just be cheeky and playful. For me, it's just about being cheeky.
The way you say it too.
Yeah. Being cheeky and playful, not giving a fuck, and knowing that you're fucking attractive and she's attractive, and letting it be known.
Yeah.
Like almost like what like you don't like why don't you want to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just obvious we should be doing it.
You're in the interaction to begin with, like the way that you're just like coming and moving on me, the way that you're like we're having a conversation and you're like just like getting close and like like you're hinting, all those like of course she's gonna want to get into that type of a conversation with you if she's like basically like showing all of those indicators of interest that's what she wants and she will like to get to know you better on a more sensual level, like obviously. So like you definitely have to have the confidence to be able to bring up these topics of conversation. Not every single time when you're in conversation, not every single person that's gonna try to have these type of conversations with a girl is gonna be in the right moment, and that's the thing. You have to know when the moment is right. She has to be showing you a lot of indicators of interest before these topics even get brought up, because then what's like it's going to be fucking weird, like imagine like a girl that's not even interested in you and you start asking her about her like sex life, like that's fucking crazy. Like you should never ask a girl about her sex life if she's showing you that she does not showing you clear interest. Like you should never bring this up, even if it's something that should be brought up slowly. So you shouldn't be like jumping from like a happy conversation about like life and like or like like a conversation about like getting to know her better, and then after start to talk about like you get starting to get her to know her better on terms of a sexual level too, but like that's different. So like let's say you're trying to get to know her on a like just on a solely personal level, and then after you go straight to like these like hardcore sex questions. No, it's like being a DJ in a nightclub. like you transition the song slowly. Like you go from R&B, and then after you playing R&B, and then after you play a little bit more like like kind of R&B, but kind of like hip hop. And then after you start going with the bangers after, and like it's just a slow transition. That's the way that your interaction should be as well. Like it's like at the beginning of the night, you're not gonna play the fucking hardest tracks at the beginning of the night when there's no one there. You're gonna be playing like the old school, like let's say Ja Rule, like Nelly, like some Neo, and then afterwards you're gonna start playing the new stuff. But if you start playing the new stuff too early, then like Where are you going with that?
Yeah, it's almost like on a boy-to-boy level. It's almost like you seeing someone for the first time, or like maybe your first couple interactions, asking them how much money they make or how many girls they've been with. It'd be stupid, you know.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's something you don't even have to talk about at all. Like for me, I don't even think about you even have to talk about necessarily sex with a woman. I just feel like it just be so fluid and automatic that, you know what I'm saying, you're not even thinking about it. It's just like when you're aroused and you're both aroused, you're all both feeling that emotion. Even then, you don't have to say any words. I mean, what was he watching yesterday? Fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And that scene, that was wild. They didn't say anything about sex. What did they talk about?
Yeah.
They were talking about fucking...
Yeah, but I feel like they're so
why
well
she's a
done.
nurse. She said why she's a nurse.
I know. I know. But you can feel the intimacy.
Exactly.
There,
They didn't say anything about sex. She was like, talking about her purpose. I'm a nurse because of this. This happened to my brother. My brother died, drowned, or the brother survived. He almost died, and now I'm a nurse and I help other people. And he was so aroused, and they just kissed him. They didn't talk about sex once.
Yeah, but they knew it was up based off of their nonverbal communication. So your nonverbal communication is also very important. It's not all about everything that you say, but it's also about like what you feel nonverbally, and like it's also about like the moments that you share with the person. Like it's not only about like you speaking with them, but like let's say you shared a couple of you've seen this girl a couple of times, but you still like feel like, oh, I don't really even know what to talk about sometimes. Well, guess what? Like just her being around you is because you guys both share good nonverbal communication, So like even just like sometimes you'll just walk down the street, you won't even have to say anything at all, and the girl will be like super interested in you, You don't have to force conversation. The nonverbal communication, the way you carry yourself, the way you are, like who you are as a person, and like the energy that you have around you is also enough, But if you specifically want to know about things to say, like there's no blueprint on exactly what to say. You should know like obviously maybe a few basics like. But what? Kind of like the thing is, you shouldn't really look for a blueprint. You should look for what you want to talk about, what you want to know about women. Yeah. What's your genuine curiosity towards a woman? What, like, let's say you have a girl right in front of you and you want to get to know her and you want to like her. Like, don't ask what other guys would ask her. Ask what the fuck you would ask her. Go out and look for the questions that you want to know about this woman. Go out and then after just deliver them in the best way possible with the strategies that we're giving you.
Yeah, exactly. We're giving you like internal, authentic strategies. Like fuck all that bullshit. Like say this and this and bro, we hear some wild shit, bro. We hear some wild stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Like I'll pretend you're fake. Like I don't want to talk about other codes and stuff. No. We're not gonna talk about it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's wild.
We can't believe sometimes. Like we look at the pickup community, we can't believe sometimes what some of these coaches are saying. Like it's absolutely outrageous. And then you guys are out there spending like all these crazy amount of money for these guys that are teaching you absolute bullshit that's not going to help you in your life at all. Not going to help you in your life at all. We are completely against all of this, like all that like fake game bullshit. We're completely against it. So we don't fuck with the fake game. We don't fuck with the A, B, C, D, E, F, G strategy. No. We give you base how you want to attract a woman based off of your personality and her personality and what you want to know about her. How you want to be able to interact with her based off of the things that you want to know about, and you being able to deliver a certain message based off of your core confidence, what you've done with yourself in your life, your life's purpose, the way that you look in terms of, being well-groomed. We're saying this again, going to the gym, having good nutrition, having good conversational skills, being able to just conversate with people in general. But you know what? Like, how you speak to a woman should feel like the way that you would speak to your brother, but at the same time, it should also feel like have also that attractive, like you're attracted to the girl, so you have that attraction to her as well. So like that's where it's like you should feel comfortable like you're talking to your friend, but at the same time you should also deliver like a certain messages differently. Like you could be friend with a girl, no problem, if you just want to keep things in the friend zone, but attraction and seduction is a little bit different from that. So
Yeah, perfectly said. And it's that whole like man to woman energy. It just makes things completely different. But the starting can be the same, yeah, until you get to the seduction process. So I even know I observe myself. So I'm talking to a girl, like just having a normal conversation, find out about her interests, see what we have in common. Basic commonalities, basic ways to make friends. Oh, you go to the gym, I go to the gym. You're into this, you like this music, I like this music, this and that, and there's a time where just viewing her actions, like she smiles, she asks you questions back, she maybe touches, she brushes your arm, she brushes your leg, and it's like, oh, okay, all right,
Yeah,
now we're on,
It's
and then they'll
on.
just change. So now I might be a little bit side on, we're side on, a little bit side on. Now I'm face on, I'm almost,
Ready to
if she's
roll.
short, she's gonna be shorter than me, I'm almost like towering over her, showing my full masculine energy, making sure she
Exactly.
feels every inch of it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
sees the like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just
Same
obviously
thing.
I'm feeling good. I've trained. I'm wearing a tight top. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing everything I've got.
And he's been training for this for years. He's been training for his shape for years. So, like that's the thing, like a lot of guys out there, they're looking for shortcuts. And you know what? Yeah, like you could find a few shortcuts that are going to work for you like momentarily, like a few times, but there's no shortcut to attraction because you can't fake attraction. Attraction is something that is held on to long term. You're an attractive personality, you attract the woman of quality that you want, or you could try to manipulate a woman and attract her for like 1 or 2 days or maybe a week or maybe even a month, but guess what? It's never going to go anywhere because you're not an attractive person. You have to develop the attractive personality to be a person who loves himself and is able to have the utmost confidence in field and be able to allow women to love him. So like your conversational skills will also come with you being able to work on all of these things yourself, because then after you're gonna come up with, you're gonna develop a certain way of viewing life where you're able to conversate about these things. You're able to conversate about like that journey that you went through. You're able to conversate about all of the things that you learned, all of the things that you went through for your self-development, and like these are gonna be actually topics of conversation that you could be speaking with a woman, so like you shouldn't feel like it's outside of your comfort zone to speak to a woman. It should be completely in your comfort zone. You should, no matter how hot she is, who cares? Like, she's a hot girl, who cares? She's another human being. All right, it doesn't matter like how hot she is. Like, if she's an attractive, very attractive woman, you know what, you should treat her exactly like you would treat any woman that you speak to on the street, because you have the confidence and you believe that that woman should like you anyways. Like, any woman should like you. Or if they don't, then you know what, it's okay. But you should go into it like as if they like you, and there shouldn't be any reason why they shouldn't.
That's it. And the hotter the better. I feel like the hotter the girl is, the better my game becomes, because it's just like it's just fun, just exciting. Boy, we could talk about this for ages and ages.
I know.
But
All right. Cutting it short. Once again, Josh cuts it short. All right.
guys, thanks for watching. We love your feedback, and we're gonna catch you on the next one for sure.
Yeah, we love you guys. We love you guys, man. Keep watching our stuff. We appreciate you like 100%. We will keep posting content. Just please share our knowledge. We're just trying to give it out to the world. We want you guys to do better in field. And for all the guys that are going and shooting us DMs and saying that they've learned like a few things, and they've been implementing it, we definitely appreciate you. I know a few of my personal friends that have been struggling in interacting with women and through the years, and I've given them a few, like, not even like crazy coaching, but just a few little advice, and they ended up, their numbers just like what they've been doing now compared to like them being so shy and insecure. What they've been doing now is like huge change, and I appreciate you guys, man. Keep doing your thing. Appreciate you. Have a good night, good evening, or a good day, whatever the fuck you watch this, or whatever we post it. Have a good life. Let's go.
Let's go.